going on, guys, and welcome to today's video. And today we are finally putting on the final piece to the new 24 JL that's going to make me feel good about off-roading it for the first time. Today we are doing a engine and transmission skid plate. Now this is from, I'm going to absolutely butcher the name, ASFIR. ASFIR. They are a company, I believe, out of Turkey. I will double check that and add the correct country if I am incorrect. But it did not come from the United States. This thing had customs wrapping all over it. I really wanted a engine or mainly transmission skid plate before I off-roaded. I have almost torn open the transmission pan on my Jeep Grand Cherokee a couple of times before finally putting a skid plate on that. So I just wanted to nip it in the bud and take care of it before I even wheeled the thing one time. But there are an absolute ton of skid plates online for JLs, of course, as you would assume. But my criteria was I wanted an aluminum skid plate, so I wasn't just adding a ton of weight to this thing since it is my daily driver. And I wanted something that had decent coverage and had a cool or decent design. And that's what I ended up deciding or coming across with ASFIR 4x4. Now, no, this isn't sponsored. I feel like I need to start saying this now because I've been asked a few times in some of these videos, hey, you must be getting paid for this company if you're talking good about that. No, I paid for every single part on this darn thing. Everything's out of my pocket. I'm just a guy in my garage putting cool, or what I think is cool, parts on my Jeep and wanting to show it with you guys. So I spent my own money on this thing, and that's one of the reasons that led me to this company, because it was, I believe, the most affordable aluminum skid plated version for the JL. So that's what we are holding here today. Now I will show you guys the brackets, but we've got two brackets that come off the front that go to the motor mount frame area. And one thing I liked about this one is there are bolts that attach it to the factory transmission crossmember skid plate thing, that just kind of bar that really doesn't do anything. This is using that for some strength and rigidity of the skid plate. And then it goes all the way back and bolts to the factory crossmember where those factory skid plate bolts go. So this thing has quite a few points of attachment, even though it is aluminum and aluminum is gonna bend or break a lot easier than steel. I just didn't want to take the weight penalty of having a steel skid plate on my daily driver. So let's look at our parts and pieces here, and then we will hopefully get this thing thrown on and hopefully it fits well. This is the extent of what you're going to get when you order the engine skid plate. We've got our two motor mount brackets or frame brackets. We've got our main skid plate, and then we've got our hardware. Now we do have these long flag nuts here that we are going to have to fish up into the frame and get in place. Now, unfortunately, there is not really much for instructions. We do obviously have the exploded view here of the parts diagram, but this is all you get. Now, there might be instructions online, I'm not really sure, but you can just see where the bolts go, and you're going to need to interpret it, at least everything that comes with it, that's what you get. So here is our slotted holes that engine bracket is going to slide up into place. And then we've got our long nut that we are going to tuck up into the frame, and it will end up being right there where we need the bolt to go through. Now moving further back, like I said, it is going to attach to the factory transmission crossmember, and then finally we've got the two bolts there that is going to bolt onto also. So we've got both of our brackets on. I showed you guys one there. Now, this is probably going to be the absolute worst part of this project, is getting the little nut on the stick bent to the correct angle, arc, everything, to be able to get those bolts started while you're also needing to hold the bracket up into place. It went a little smoother over here on the passenger side, but you still are feeding that through there, needing to get it angled perfectly and then getting the bolt started. Now I am planning on leaving both of those brackets loose until I get everything mocked up into place and then doing a final tightening, just so I have a little bit of wiggle room here with these brackets. All right, so here is our final fit and finish, and honestly, that thing went together really, really well. There are a couple of J-nuts that you slide over the correct holes here in that transmission cross member. Those factory bolts go back in back there at the transmission cross member. But yeah, no, the thing fits really well. I'm pretty darn impressed for the price. Like we already said, the really fiddly bits are obviously getting the nuts lined up there for those upper mounts. But once you get them started, you know, get them tightened up, but don't fully tighten them so you can still have a little bit of wiggle room for mounting the skid plate. I did have to take and slide mine slightly forward of where I originally put them in, so I'm glad I left those loose until the final part. Now the oil drain plug does seem to be pretty darn lined up, centered in the hole here, but I'm going to be very interested to see if it's going to make its way through or if I'm going to have to make a very custom funnel to be able to wedge in here to not have an absolute mess all over the skid plate. So guys, here's a side view, and you can see you are not losing any more ground clearance than you already are with that factory cross member here in the front under the transmission pan. It is completely level and then starts to angle up towards those front mounts. So it is no lower than the Jeep was to begin with, but now you've just got a little bit of protection for your transmission, for that exhaust crossover pipe, and your engine oil pan up here at the front. Now I have seen a few JLs come into the shop that have obviously been off-roaded, but that front crossover pipe has been pretty darn smashed and beat up. So that's at least a point of impact that this should be mitigating, or at least helping on. Another cool thing is the fact that they've got a couple of large holes drilled or slotted here, so you do have some airflow to that exhaust, so you're not just building up a bunch of heat, you're at least being able to shove a little bit of air back up into the transmission and exhaust area to hopefully keep that heat down a little bit. So guys, I'm happy to have at least a little bit of skid plate under there. Yes, it's aluminum. Yes, it can bend a lot easier than steel, but I just didn't want to take the weight penalty of a steel skid plate. So I am relatively happy with my cheap option here, my cheap aluminum option, that is. The fit was really well, everything bolted up. I can't really find anything to complain about other than the skid plate came a little scratched up from shipping, but it is a skid plate and that is going to be its life under the vehicle, is getting beat up on rocks out on the trail. So yeah, I think this is the final piece to the puzzle that I am finally now ready to start wheeling this thing, or at least wheeling it confidently now having a skid plate under there. So yeah, I'm excited. Again, not a sponsored video. I spent my own money, but I will throw a link down in the description for their website. Check them out. I was kind of worried about shipping, being that it comes from another country, but shipping was really quick and it was free shipping, even though it's coming from another country. It seemed very weird, but I got the part. You guys can get it too and get it thrown on just as easily. And I guess we'll see how it actually does once we set this whole weight of the vehicle on it as we're going through things. but at least we'll know we're not beating up the Jeep underneath. So guys, thanks for coming out into the garage today and finishing up the last piece of the puzzle to be able to wheel my new Jeep that is a factory Extreme Recon that should just be able to go wheel right off the gate. But of course, we're Jeepers. We got to do things to our Jeep before we can do things to it because, yeah, you can't leave anything alone. So guys, thanks for coming out in the garage today. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys next time.